myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT/ICT department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of secure socket layer in security. So first of all, what do you mean by secure socket layer? So that is also known as SSL. So here let's start with the concept of SSL. So what do you mean by SSL here? So SSL generally that can be considering as a secure socket layer that provide the security services between the TCP and application. So all of you know how many types of layer in network. So whenever you talk about the OSI model, so OSI model generally contain the 7 layers, start from the physical up to the application layer. So secure socket layer that provide the security between the TCP and application, and that using the concept of TCP. So what do you mean by TCP here? TCP, that is also known as Transmission Control Protocol. So in this SSL, whatever the version, whatever the internet standard version using the concept of SSL, that is also known as a TLS. So TLS means Transport Layer Service. So up to this, at least you know the two technical terms. One, that is known as a SSL, that is known as a secure socket layer, and second one, that is known as a TLS, that is the transport layer service. This SSL and this TLS generally provide which kind of functionality? So whenever you talk about the SSL and TLS functionality, so mainly two functionality that is the part of the security. One functionality that is known as a confidentiality, and second functionality that is known as a message integrity. So confidentiality using which encryption? Because all of you know mainly two type of encryption. One that is known as a symmetric encryption, and second one that is known as a asymmetric encryption. So first of all, talk about and difference about the symmetric and asymmetric encryption. So symmetric encryption means sender and receiver, or sender and receiver using the same key, that is known as a symmetric encryption. And whenever you talk about the asymmetric encryption, so sender using the different key and receiver using the different key. So whenever you talk about the SSL and TLS, what is the full form of SSL? Secure socket layer. And what is the full form of TLS? Transport layer service. That providing the two concepts. One, that is the confidentiality, and second one, that is the message integrity. What do you mean by integrity? All of you know integrity means what? Whatever the data sent by the sender, that remains intact up to the receiver, so you can directly say that integrity is maintained. But whenever you talk about the confidentiality, so confidential letter, that's the example for the confidentiality. So this SSL and this TLS generally including the two mechanism. One with using the concept of TCP users that providing a security mechanism and the services. So why we design the SSL? So SSL is generally designed to make use of TCP protocol to provide a reliable end-to-end secure service. So generally if you want to provide the secure service, end-to-end secure service, so with using the concept of TCP, you can directly use the SSL. So SSL is generally used for providing a reliable end-to-end secure service. So that's the introduction about the SSL. After that, SSL generally resides in which particular layer? Because all of you know, if you talk about the OSI model, that start from the physical up to the application. So here you just see some of the protocols. HTTP, all of you know HTTP, FTP and SMTP. What is the full form of HTTP? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What is the full form of FTP? File Transfer Protocol. And what is the full form of SMTP? Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So this particular protocol, that's the part of application layer. If you talk about the concept of TCP, that's the part of transport layer. IP, that's the part of network layer. So these all are the protocols, that's the part of the TCP IP protocol stack. But whenever you talk about the concept of SSL or concept of TLS, So SSL and TLS generally resides between the TCP and application layer. Must remember one thing, always start from the bottom to top, bottom physical, then after the data link, and then after the topmost, that is the application. So SSL and TLS generally resides between the transport layer and application layer. So here you just see another diagram, HTTP, FTP, SMTP, that remain as it is, IP, that's the part of the network layer, TCP, that's the part of the transport layer, and in between SSL and TLS, that's the part of the in between TCP and application layer. So that's the one another example. Another diagram here you just see UDP and TCP. What is the full form of UDP? UDP means User Datagram Protocol. And what is the meaning of TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. TCP, that is known as a connection oriented protocol. UDP, that is known as a connection less protocol, and that's the part of the transport layer. But after that, one concept you know, that is the SMTP and HTTP. That's the part of the application layer. Here another two concepts, one that is the S-MIME and another one that is the Kerberos. So here you just see the main diagram, main architecture, IP, then after the TCP, then after the SSL or TLS, and then after the application layer. So up to this, that's the diagrammatically representation of the SSL or TLS. After that, if you talk about the secure socket layer architecture, up to this whatever the discussion, that's the introductory part of the SSL and TLS. And SSL and TLS resides in which particular layer in TCP IP or OSI model. But after that, in this particular session, mainly two protocol, that's the part of this particular session, and another two protocol, that's the part of the another session. So if you talk about the secure socket layer architecture, so secure socket layer architecture generally supported the four protocol. First one, that is known as a SSL record protocol. Second one, that is known as a SSL change cipher specification protocol. Third one, that is known as a SSL alert protocol. And fourth one, that is known as a SSL handshake protocol. So whenever you divide the secure socket layer architecture into the different protocol, so mainly four protocols. Again, I repeat the name. First one, must remember the name, SSL record protocol, SSL change cipher specification protocol, SSL handshake protocol, and SSL alert protocol. And after that, whatever the remaining one, that already you know, IP, that is the internet protocol, TCP, that is the transmission control protocol, and another one HTTP, that is the hypertext transfer protocol. After that, again, another diagram for the SSL architecture. Already I discussed the name of the different protocol, that's the part of the secure socket layer architecture. So total, how many protocols for that? Four. First one, that is the record protocol. Second one, change cipher specification protocol. Third one, alert protocol. And fourth one, handshake protocol. And SSL resides between which layer? So here you just see SSL resides between transport layer and application layer. So that's the one another diagram that directly justify the SSL resides in this particular layer. After that, start with the protocol number 1. First one, SSL record protocol. So first of all, talk about the concept of the confidentiality and concept of the message integrity. So if you talk about the SSL connection, so SSL connection generally providing the two functionality. One, that is known as a confidentiality. Second one, that is known as a message integrity. Confidentiality with using the which encryption? Already I discussed. Confidentiality with using the symmetric encryption. So symmetric encryption means using the which particular key? Using the shared secret key for that. With using the which protocol? with using the handshake protocol. So whatever the handshake protocol that define a shared secret key that is used for the conventional encryption of SSL payloads. That is about the confidentiality part. Second one, message integrity. So message integrity generally define a shared secret key that is used to form a message authentication code. That is generally used to form a MAC, that is known as a MAC. How many types of MAC you know? One, that is the normal MAC, that is known as a message authentication code. Second one, that is known as a HMAC, that is the hash function message authentication code. And third one, that is known as a CMAC, cipher based MAC, that is known as a CMAC. So here you just see the diagram. In this particular diagram, first of all the application data is there. This application data is directly divided into the different fragment. After that, whatever the different fragment, you can directly apply the compression technique on that. After compressing the data, you directly add the MAC on that. MAC means what? Message authentication code. You can directly add the MAC on that. After that, compressed data is there. Then after the MAC is there, you apply the encryption on that. And after applying the encryption, you can directly append the SSL header on a particular encrypted data. So that's the concept of the SSL record protocol. So again I repeat this, application data is there, you can directly apply the fragmentation on that. After applying the fragmentation, you can go for the compression. After compression, you can directly add the MAC on that. After adding the MAC, you can directly apply the encryption on that. And finally, you can directly append the header on a particular encrypted data. So that's about the concept of the SSL record protocol. Whatever I discuss in a particular diagram, you just see the two statements here. Whatever the record protocol that directly take the application message to be transmitted. After that, you can directly apply the fragmentation on that in a different block. Then after you directly apply the MAC on that. Again you apply the encryption on that. And finally you adding the header on that. That is known as a concept of TCP segment. After that, at the receiver side, whatever the received data are there, you can directly apply the decryption on that. You can directly apply the verification on that, and then after you apply the decompression and reassembling for a particular thing. So that's about the concept of the SSL record protocol. Last protocol for the today's session, that is the change cipher specification protocol. So what is the meaning of that? That is a one kind of SSL specific protocol that generally using the SSL record protocol as a backbone. But how? What's the functionality behind the change cipher specification protocol? So that consists of a single byte with the value 1. What's the purpose behind that? The purpose of the message is that whatever the pending state, that is directly copy into current state, and with using this, it directly update the cipher suite to be used for this connection. So the general purpose for this is directly converting the cipher suite to the current state or pending state to the current state. So that's the protocol number 2. Here you just see one diagram for that. So in this particular diagram, between here I directly demonstrate the communication between the client and server. And must remember one thing, that's the only example. So here you just consider the concept of the client and server. So client directly sending the data and server directly responds back to the client. But in between, which kind of thing? So mainly two important points here. One, that is the pending state, and second one, that is the current state. So mainly in today's session, first of all, start with the concept of SSL. Then after we talk about the TLS. After that, talk about the architecture of SSL. Architecture of SSL is generally divided into 4 protocols. In today's session, mainly focus on the 2. First one, and second one, and whatever the remaining two, that's the part of the next session. Thank you for watching.